Hey everyone, Craig Williams here, back with another video. In this video, I'm going to I'm going to try and explain a little bit about compression, and in my words, and just the two types of compression that I sort of use, being musical and technical. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if that's the correct terms, but that's what I use, and I find that people sort of understand what I'm talking about. And a little disclaimer that I'm not an expert at this. This is just sort of things that I've picked up, and little techniques that I use and whatnot. So this is a track I did for my friends in Ghost House, which you can download for free, plus the rest of their album, which is really good. First up is, I'll show you the kick, and in this one I'll just cover technical compression, and by that I mean using a compressor, which is in essence just a volume control. It's a way that you can control the volume without having to draw in like a bunch of volume automation to try and keep everything like tight, and you don't have something that is peaking in one part and then super low in another. You want it sort of so it kind of remains constant in certain, like for certain things. You don't want it sort of wavering everywhere unless it's an effect or you're using it as part of the song. So I've got the kick here, I've got a compressor on here, and I've got this little fella so we can see what's actually going on with the waveform. So this is sort of a basic sort of setting, but to show you guys, I'm going to just crank it right up on the ratio. So the ratio is, so say this is the kick here, and this is the part being compressed. The ratio here is how many times you divide that. So if we are 3 to 1, it's divided by 3, and only that much will go over the top. If it's 1 to 1, nothing gets compressed. Obviously 2 to 1, you halve it, and then if you go all the way up to 30 to 1, you're dividing that by 30 times, and that's the only bit that comes over the threshold. So in essence, it's just turning into a limiter, and that's what a limiter is. It's just nothing goes past the threshold. So I'll just back it down to 3 to 1. So the way that I would use the compressor for this would be if so if I turn it off, you can see there it's got a lot of attack on the actual kick, and then it's just not too much of a bass, and all I've got on the channel is an EQ. I'll show you that real quick, and just got a little bit, just pushing that little attack up a little bit, and I've taken out a little bit around 50 Hertz to take it away the sort of, I find that the 50 Hertz sort of range is something that can really drown out a lot of the bass in your tracks. So we've got there, I was pretty happy with how it is. As you can see, I've sampled the kick, and it's a lot. They've compressed a lot already, but for the demonstration I'll show you what's going on anyway. So you can see we've got it there. If I turn this on, you can see obviously we've got a fair bit of level there, but you can sort of see what's happening. I've just got, pull this down, sorry. So that shouldn't be doing anything. We've got no gain reduction. As I pull down this, you can start to see the gain reduction, and you can start to see the change in the waveform. So we've got 4 dB there. If I start to increase the ratio, that's obviously increasing the amount that is being divided over the top of the threshold. So as you can see there, this initial attack here is just too fast for the compressor to to catch, so even setting it at 0, it's still going to let a little bit through. And now we've got 20 dB gain reduction, so if I push this up to 20 dB, you can start to see that it's just going into an absolute mess. So what it's doing is effectively pulling everything up. So it's obviously, this is very extreme cases just to show you what's going on, but you can see there it's a way of you can control the volume. I mean, we are peaking out crazy there, but if I pull it down to about 4 and then put the threshold up, pull this down. So a way that you could use technical compression on the kick is just to, if you want to just increase the level, give a bit more presence to the actual kick, is bring it up by 3 and you start to get a little bit more in there. So it's only a little bit of compression there, it's only a small ratio, but you're still getting a lot more punch. So that's just one way that you can use technical compression on your drums and stuff like that to help sort of tame the sound, especially if you've got, where are we, things like this where you've got a loud element and then a small, like a quieter element. You can sort of pull everything in, make it a little bit tighter, and give yourself a little bit more room when mixing and stuff like that. And you can also help gel your sounds together, help them sound more cohesive instead of just a bunch of random drum sounds. It will just help pull them all in together. Next up, technical compression on a vocal. So this is the vocal here. I've just taken, I had some effects on there in the way of a delay and some reverb. Pull up the compressor and reset these. I just had these set so I could sort of go through this demonstration before I did the video. So first up we got,
get off, take me over,
here's the vocal.
Slip it down.
So if we pull up to around 2,
get off, take me over, slip it down, that cold shoulder, get it in.
you can, it's got about 2 dB there, and then if I start to raise the gain, we'll pull out the ratio more. It will bring out things like the breaths and stuff like that, so you have to be really careful with your compression. But in this way, we can be, well, the vocal was comped and everything already, so it's pretty decent. But if you have a vocalist that is sort of all over the shop, compression is a good way that you can bring everything back in line again. Another option is, if it's a bit too crazy, some things I do is again using volume automation, but I'll show you an extreme case.
Get off, take me over,
so
slip it down, that cold shoulder, get it in, get it right.
So you can start to hear the breaths more and more. So just be aware with the technical compression that you're going to be raising the levels of these the parts down here, as well as the attacks can be brought down as well. So it's just, you've got to be really careful when using a compressor. Don't just sort of throw it on and play around and then go, yeah, that's good enough. You sort of, if you have a basic understanding of what's going on, you can use it a lot more effectively to get the results that you want. So again, with the technical compression on a vocal, you can use it to bring the vocal in line if you've got sections that are a lot louder than others, and to make it sound, especially if you've comped a vocal take, some takes might be louder than others, so you can bring everything in line. Next up is what I call musical compression. Now the easiest demonstration for this is something that you guys probably all use a lot of, and if I just find one, where are we? Here we go. And the best one for this is this one here. So this is, where are we? Here. So you can hear straight away there, it's the pumping of the compressor. So the difference with this one as opposed to the other one is I'm using this as an effect. It's not necessarily compressing the sound in the way that you would a kick or drums or any other element where you're trying to bring the peaks down and trying to sort of maintain a volume, or if you like. This one is used as a musical effect to create that sort of pumping and breathing effect. So I've got it sidechained off like a ghost kick with no output, and it's just getting sent to here, and then that's triggering the synth, as you can hear there. That's just triggering the synth, bringing it into line, so it gives that pumping sound. So it's really good to help your kicks punch through the mix and stuff like that. Also, it just helps if you don't have any drums in a section and you have the sidechain on. It can give like a pumping feel, and it's like having no drums, but people can still feel a rhythm through the pumping of the compressor and whatnot. And another one that I like to use, sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't, is to use a compressor on the whole bus, on the master bus rather. Have a slow attack and a super fast release, and then use it to create a pumping effect to the whole track. So if you've set up your two like attack and release properly, and the timing is correct, you should be able to get a pumping feel for the whole track. It's really good for stuff like progressive house. I don't think I put one onto the master of this, but for the purpose I'll just show you. So it still needs a bit of playing around, but you can see it's like as the kick comes in, it's pushing it, so you're getting more of a pumping sort of feel for the whole track. Like I said, it's really good for progressive house and stuff like that. It helps the whole track sort of pump and breathe. You can overdo it, but it's cool just to use as another sort of effect. So there's a couple of demonstrations of compression. Hopefully you guys can sort of get a little bit out of it and use it. So when you use compressors in your tracks, you're going to have a bit more of an understanding of what's going on. Like I said, I'm not a guru at this or anything like that, and this is just sort of stuff that I've picked up. And if it's crazy wrong, well, it's worked for me, so it's all good. Don't forget, you can still download my remix album for free from my Facebook page, and you can download this track for free, and I'll post a link up for that one as well. So if you've got any other questions, feel free to drop us a line. Until next time, see you later.